The discovery in the wagon haunted me long after we left the mill. Rifles stamped once with the mark of the Union, now scraped nearly clean. Someone with power was moving weapons in silence, hiding them beneath the guise of industry. I could not yet guess for whom, but the possibilities were grim. That evening, Evelyn and I sat in the dim light of the inn's parlor. Outside, rain pattered against the windows, muffling the restless noise of the town. She leaned forward in her chair, her hands clasped in her lap as though in prayer. I had seen soldiers steel themselves before battle, and she bore the same expression.
They killed Robert for this.
She said at last, her voice low but unwavering.
Because he discovered it.
I nodded slowly. And because he would not be silent. Her eyes flicked up to mine, sharp with determination.
Then neither can we.
Her resolve stirred something I tried to keep buried. A mixture of admiration, fear, and something softer I dared not name. She was not trained for this kind of work, not accustomed to walking into shadows where knives waited, and yet she did not flinch. You understand? I said carefully. If we pursue this further, there may be no safe return. They will mark us as they marked him.
I understand,
she replied simply.
But Robert deserves truth. And if this spreads unchecked, how many more will die in silence?
Her words left no room for argument. In that moment, I knew she would follow the trail, whether I stood at her side or not. And so, against every instinct that told me to shield her from the fire, I chose instead to walk with her into it. The following day, we made inquiries under the guise of travelers seeking work. Ashford was a town of loose tongues, but they tightened quickly when talk turned to the mills or the shipments leaving by night. One man, a blacksmith with soot lining every crease of his face, leaned closer over his anvil when I pressed him.
Keep your nose clean, stranger,
he warned, his voice nearly lost beneath the clang of hammer on iron.
Those mills don't just make steel. They feed something larger, something that swallows men whole. Your friend Robert found that out.
He spat into the dirt, his expression darkening.
Best advice? Leave before the smoke chokes you too.
Evelyn listened without interruption, but when we stepped away, her hand tightened briefly on my arm.
Do you see, Thomas? Even they know. They fear it.
I could not deny it. Fear had a way of spreading faster than any fire. That evening, as twilight bled across the sky, we walked along the edge of the river. The water carried the reflection of smokestacks, black scars on a silver surface. Evelyn's pace slowed, her eyes drifting toward the horizon.
I keep thinking of him,
she murmured.
Of Robert. How he must have stood here, as we do now, watching the same smoke. He must have known what it meant. And still, he wrote to me instead of running.
Her voice broke slightly, though she steadied it with effort.
He wanted me to know. He wanted someone to carry the burden when he could not.
I stopped, turning toward her. He trusted you, and he was right to. You carry his strength, Evelyn. She looked at me then, her eyes glistening in the fading light. For a heartbeat, the air between us held something unspoken, something dangerous in its own way. I forced myself to look back at the water, unwilling to let my thoughts wander where they should not. Duty, always duty first. Our plan formed slowly, piece by piece. If we could not pierce the mill's guarded doors, we would follow the shipments instead. The crates left Ashford under cover of night, bound for destinations unknown. If we traced their path, perhaps we could uncover who orchestrated this network. That required information, and information required risk. On the third night, I suggested we visit the telegraph office. Messages flowed through its wires faster than trains across the plains. If orders were being sent, they would pass through there. Evelyn did not hesitate.
Then we go.
The office stood near the station, a squat wooden building with a single lamp glowing in its window. Inside, a young operator bent over his desk, tapping the key with bored rhythm. Papers lay scattered around him, some discarded, some bound for delivery. I motioned for Evelyn to wait near the door as I approached the counter. "Evening," I said, adopting the easy tone of a weary traveler. "Any messages come in from St. Louis bound for Ashford?" The operator glanced at me lazily. shook his head, and returned to his work. But his reaction was too quick, too dismissive. His eyes had flickered toward a drawer beneath the desk, and that alone was enough to stir my suspicion. I leaned casually, lowering my voice. My partner tells me the mills have their own wires, special contracts. That true? He stiffened, then forced a laugh.
Mills? Nah, just business like any other.
A poor lie. I offered him a coin and tipped my hat, withdrawing before I pressed him further. Evelyn's gaze followed me as we stepped into the night air.
What did you see?
She asked. Messages? Hidden. Likely orders for the shipments. I paused, weighing the danger. We'll need to return when the office is unattended. Her eyes widened, but she did not argue.
Then we will.
Later that night, back at the inn, Evelyn sat across from me at the table, the faint glow of the candle catching the curve of her cheek. She studied me in silence for a moment before speaking.
You've taken on my brother's fight as though it were your own,
she said softly.
Why?
I hesitated, the truth pressing against my tongue, because Robert was a friend, because justice demands a voice, because you are here and I cannot let you walk this path alone. Instead, I said, because truth matters, and because silence is the enemy of the living. She held my gaze, her expression unreadable, before lowering her eyes.
Then we are bound to this together.
Her words settled heavily between us, both vow and warning. Outside, the trains howled into the night, their smoke curling into the stars. Somewhere beyond Ashford, men waited with open hands for the rifles we had glimpsed. Somewhere, names and orders moved through the telegraph wires we had yet to uncover. And here, in the quiet of a lamplit room, Evelyn Hartwell and I sat side by side, knowing that every step forward drew us deeper into shadows where neither truth nor love came without cost.